Hi, this is Marcio Andrade, founder and CEO of Wholesale CorporateCredit.com, and TopTradeLines.com. You are probably here because you have done some research and figured out that buying a credit-ready age corporation is the fastest and most effective path to achieving significant approvals for unsecured business financing and instantly overcoming the 2-year minimum timing business requirement that makes it next to impossible for startup businesses to be approved for any significant amount of financing. And the good news is you are right. Credit-ready age corporations can do that and a lot more. However, you need to really understand how this strategy works, and that is what this video will teach you. This is going to be your crash course on using credit-ready age corps to achieve unsecured corporate credit and financing. In this video, you will learn what can be done with age corps and what can't be done with age corps, so you're not chasing illusions promoted by scammers. You will also learn how to identify and avoid the many scammers in this industry, as well as how to select the best provider for age corporations. Finally, you will learn how to select the right age corporation, learn about our funding program, and how essentially any credit issue you may have right now can be solved. You will also learn what is included with our credit-rated age corporations, what is optional, and what happens after you make your purchase. So, let's get started. Reality check. Here is what is real and can actually be achieved with credit-ready age corporations. You can get instant timing business to meet the minimum requirements of most lenders. Most lenders do not lend to businesses younger than 2 years old. So buying a 2-plus-year-old credit-ready age corporation can instantly solve the timing business problem faced by all startup businesses. You can also operate the Age Corp in any state of the country and retain the original incorporation date. This can be easily and quickly achieved by registering the Age Corporation to do business in your home state, by filing a foreign entity registration form with your state's Division of Corporations. We can do this for you, or you can do it yourself. The bottom line is your Age Corp can come from Hawaii, Montana, or Alaska for that matter, and you can still operate it in California or New York or any other state of the country and retain the age of the corporation. You can also get $150,000 to $250,000 or more in some cases in stated income unsecured bank loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. All you need is a 2-year-old or older credit-ready age corporation and a guarantor with good personal credit. Our funding program can achieve this in 30 days, and it only costs $795 flat fee. There are no back-end fees of any kind. You can further get $300,000 in unsecured corporate vendor credit without a personal guarantee. Our funding program can achieve this progressively, month by month, within the first 12 months and without a personal guarantee. You can get $5,000 Exxon Mobil cards and various other gas cards, $10,000 Dell computer credit accounts and other similar types of vendor accounts, plus many other useful accounts, not to mention equipment and vehicle leasing. We guarantee at least $60,000 in 6 months or your money back for the $795 cost of the funding program. So, this is what can be done, has been done, and will continue to be achievable for the foreseeable future using a credit-ready age corporation that is over 2 years old. Now, let's talk about the illusions and pipe dreams that scammers will want to sell you to capitalize on your greed, excitement, and desire for a quick fix. So here's what can't be done. You can't buy age corporations with existing cash lines of credit. These are scams. Unsecured business lines of credit always require a personal guarantee unless you're a multi-million-dollar corporation and you're fully documented. And the guarantor cannot remove himself nor let you assume his position. Don't fall for this scam. You can't buy age corporations with existing positive credit histories and 80 Paydex scores. Well, theoretically, you can, but in practice, it doesn't work out that way. Building corporate credit requires a unique physical address that's used by no more than a handful of corps. And that is expensive and complicated to maintain, since using virtual office addresses will be red flagged by Dun & Bradstreet. So, it's possible, but it would drive the cost of the age corporation to a point that is not worth it for most buyers. Think $10,000 plus easily. Also, you can't buy age corps with existing tax returns showing profits. Age corporations have never done any business and so cannot show any revenue nor profits on tax returns. And if there is no taxable income, there is no tax return to be filed. So, anyone selling age corps with tax returns is actually selling you a completely fake, fraudulent, made-up tax returns that can potentially land you a few years in Club Fed. Not to mention, many lenders ask you to sign Form 4506T, which will result in getting your applications denied for fraud. You don't need tax returns to be approved for unsecured business financing. You can go stated income, so don't waste your time and money buying phony tax returns. Now that you know what can't be done, you also need to know how to identify and avoid scammers, because unfortunately, this industry is full of them. So, rule number one is never pay via wire transfer, ACH, bank deposit, money transfer services, Western Union, MoneyGram, PayPal, or to any reloadable cards such as Green Dot and such similar cards. Scammers absolutely love all of these non-recourse payment methods because, quite simply, once you send them your money, you're all out of options and you can never get it back from them. They can then disappear completely or string you out for several months until you give up or until they rip off enough other people so they can afford their next luxury vacation with your compliments. So be smart and always pay credit card. And rule number two is never buy from any company whose website looks like a cheap template. There are a multitude of websites selling age corporations that look like they were created by a 5-year-old kid, a monkey, or both. You know which ones they are. They look cheap, have misspelled words, bad grammar, and pie-in-the-sky claims about what they can do for you. Do you really think anyone even remotely legitimate would use such a cheap template website from the 1990s? No, they wouldn't. It's not about web design skills. It's about professionalism, legitimacy, and quality. Crappy website, it's probably a scam. Stay away. If it looks unprofessional and or they don't take credit cards, it's probably a scam. Period and end of story. Okay, so now you know what can be done, you know what can't be done, and you know how to avoid the scammers. So now how do you select the best provider of age corporations? Who can you trust? Here are the most important points to consider when doing your due diligence. First, do they accept credit cards? We already explained this before. No credit cards equals high risk of being scammed out of your money. Accepting credit cards requires being approved by a merchant processing bank and passing all the necessary legal, reputation, and credit checks. No matter how trustworthy someone seems, pay credit card. Second, did they actually incorporate the age corporations they are selling? Ask for proof. Don't take their word for it. You need to see the incorporator's name on the Secretary of State record for the age corporation you want to purchase. And if you're at all suspicious, ask for the incorporator's photo ID. There are scammers selling corps they don't own, and then you're left holding the bag when the real owner finds out. Third, does their website reflect the level of professionalism you expect from them? We already explained this before as well. Crappy site equals crappy product or service equals high risk of being scammed out of your money. It's not about web design skills, it's about professionalism, legitimacy, and quality. Crappy website, it's probably a scam. Fourth, how fast do they deliver the corporate documents to you after you pay? Anything longer than 24 hours means they are either a broker or a scammer. Don't put up with any delays to get your corporate documents. Fifth, what is their refund policy? What guarantees are there? Do they guarantee the Age Corporation will be 100% clean of liabilities? How fast do they refund your money if there is a problem? Read the refund policy and make sure you have an out clause if they fail to deliver on time. Sixth, do they provide all the other critical features you need, or do they just sell you a piece of paper? Buying an Age Corporation gets you instant time in business, but, and this is a big but, you absolutely must have all the necessary credibility features set up for the Age Corporation so it is completely verifiable and real instead of just a piece of paper. You need EIN number, DUNS number, phone system, fax system, email system, website, custom domain name, 411 listings, search engine listings, yellow pages listing, and super pages listing. Having these features set up is not optional. It is absolutely, positively required. Seventh, can they help you get credit and financing? Is their program reliable? Are there any guarantees? Buying an Age Corp is great, but then what? You need to get credit and financing now. Can they do that for you? Do they offer a reliable and cost-effective funding program to achieve that? Or will they just apply for a few credit cards, charge you all their fees, and be done with you? Finally, will they be there for you long after you buy your Age Corporation? This is very difficult to know, but make your best judgment based on everything else you analyzed. Do you really think they will be there for you? Okay, so how do you select the right Age Corporation? It's simple. The older the corporation, the greater its funding capacity. Anything over 2 years old is old enough for the vast majority of lenders. But corporations are like a good wine. The older, the better. This chart gives you an estimated funding capacities based on current market conditions and recent client experiences. It is possible to achieve more unsecured financing than what is shown here, but these are reasonable estimates of the total amount of unsecured funding that can be achieved through our optional funding program, assuming the principal officer you designate for your Age Corp meets our funding program's requirements for stated income bank financing. As you can see, the amounts of funding that can be achieved with a 2-plus-year-old credit-ready Age Corp are very significant. Next, you learn how the funding program actually works. So, once you purchase an Age Corporation, you can then go on our funding program for only $7.95 flat fee. There are no back-end fees, no hidden costs, and no bull. It's not rocket science. You just need quality advice and service. Our funding program is a dedicated coaching program where you work one-on-one with your dedicated credit coach. Your credit coach knows all the ins and outs of all the lenders and creditors, so you can get approved for the most financing possible as fast as possible, and can advise you on where to apply for financing, in what order, how to complete credit applications, who to talk to at each lender, what to say, what not to say, and pretty much any other question you will certainly have along the way. If you follow the funding program and submit all credit applications we recommend, then you will achieve an 80 Paydex score within an average of 45 days. And we guarantee that you will be approved for at least $60,000 in unsecured corporate credit within the first 6 months, or your money back. And all of this is without a personal guarantee and does not include any bank financing, since bank financing depends on the guarantor's personal credit rating as well, and as such, it's outside our control in respect to what financing results we can guarantee to you. Finally, when it comes to bank financing, it is realistic to expect $150,000 to $250,000 total bank financing if the principal officer you designate for your H Corp meets our credit requirements and you combine it with a credit-ready H Corp that is over 2 years old. You can then easily obtain $25,000 to $75,000 per lender, even $100,000 in some rare situations, in stated income, business loans, lines of credit, and credit cards within the first few weeks in the program. You can also be approved for American Express cards and other unsecured Visa and MasterCard accounts or Discover accounts shortly after purchasing the H Corp. Next, we discuss the exact personal credit requirements you need to get approved for bank financing, as well as how to resolve any personal credit issues you may have right now. There's always a way to get things done. So, here are the exact personal credit requirements you need to get approved for unsecured stated income bank financing, as well as how to resolve any personal credit issues you may have right now. Remember, there's always a way to get things done, no matter what your credit situation may be right now. So, requirement number 1, you must have 3 years or more of clean credit history. Ideally 5 years or more, but 3 is enough. You must have no derogatory items, or at least none in the recent past. If your credit history is not at least 3 years old, we can add seasoned trade lines to your credit report so you meet this requirement. And if you have recent and or unresolved derogatory items, we can show you how to create a brand new credit file that you can use for obtaining credit. And yes, it is possible to legally create a new credit file, and it does work very reliably. Believe it or not, it can be done. Requirement number 2, you must have 3 or more open revolving credit accounts. If you don't have at least 3 open revolving accounts, then we can add seasoned trade lines to your credit report so you meet this requirement. Requirement 3, you must have a 30% or lower revolving debt ratio. If your combined unsecured revolving debt is more than 30% of your combined unsecured revolving credit limit, then you need to either pay down the unsecured debt to under 30%, or we can add seasoned trade lines to your credit report to dilute the revolving debt ratio down to under 30%. Requirement 4, you must have 700 plus credit scores. Ideally 720 plus, but 700 is enough. If your scores are under 700, then we can add seasoned trade lines to dramatically increase your credit scores and the overall quality of your personal credit history in only 3 weeks. It's common to see credit scores jump up 50 to 150 points in 3 weeks. This is the real deal, and we guarantee the trade lines will post to your credit report or your money back. And finally, you must have no more than 6 inquiries per credit bureau in the last 60 days. If you have too many inquiries, we can remove them from Equifax and Experian for you within 3 business days, as long as they didn't result in a new personal credit account being opened. It is virtually impossible to remove inquiries from TransUnion, but then again, few lenders use TransUnion, so the strategy works quite well to remove the inquiries. So, if you meet all the credit requirements, that's great. Let's get you funded right now. And if you don't meet all the credit requirements, don't worry. We can resolve every possible credit issues you may have right now so you can get approved and funded for the financing you need fast. There's always a way, and we know them all. Now, let's talk about what is included with every credit-ready H Corp we sell. Because buying an H corporation without these features means you're just buying a piece of paper. These features are what make our H Corps truly credit-ready, and you will not find any other H Corp provider offering all of these features for free. As a matter of fact, I bet you won't find them offering them at any price for that matter. Why? Because setting up all this stuff is time consuming, irritating, and it's a royal pain in the butt, and they don't want to deal with it. They want to give you the articles of incorporation and be done with you, and let you deal with all the pain in the butt, time consuming tasks. Here at Wholesale Shelf Corporations, we give you everything you need and do all the heavy lifting for you for free with any H Corp you purchase. So, let's go over these features quickly, and I will point out why each one is so important when it comes to getting approved for financing. Okay? Number one is your EIN number. Without an EIN number, you can't file taxes and you can't apply for credit. Number two is your DUNS number. Without a DUNS number, you can't get any significant amount of financing, and if you were to get this from Dun & Bradstreet yourself, it would cost you around $229 and take 5 business days, or it would take 30 business days if you didn't want to pay them anything. We get it for you in 24 hours and completely free. Number 3, first annual report. This is how we update the Secretary of State records for your H Corp to show your name and your corporate address. Filing an annual report is much better than filing an amendment and makes the update essentially invisible, which is what you want. Number 4, phone system. You need a professional phone system with auto-attendant and extensions for each person in your company. This makes you look professional when lenders call your business. Number 5, fax system. You need to have a way to send and receive faxes, and it must be professional. Number 6, email system. If your email is some childish thing like fuzzybunny123@hotmail.com, you're not going to have any credibility, and lenders will think you're a joke. You need a professional email system that uses a custom domain name for your H Corp, so you look serious and credible. Number 7, website with custom domain name. Having a website is no longer optional. It's required. And lenders will think you're a joke if you don't have a decent looking site. Number 8, E-Trade bank account. You need a corporate bank account immediately or you can't run the business. We give you an E-Trade corporate checking and investment account for free. You can do online wires, ACH, bill pay, and you get a Visa debit card too. Number 9, merchant account. You need to be accepting credit cards from clients. Asking them to pay by check, wire, ACH, Western Union, etc. only makes you look like an amateur or a scammer. We get this set up for you for free. Number 10, 411 listing. You must have this or you won't get any financing. And if you don't know how to do it, it may take you a whole week to figure it out. There are lots of ways to do it wrong, but we do it the right way every time. Number 11 to 16 are your business listings on all of the major directories and search engines. This is required. If a lender looks you up and can't find your business, you will be declined. Period and end of story. Number 17 and 18 are your search marketing accounts, so you can quickly and easily advertise your business online. Believe me, it will come in very handy so you can start making some money with your new business right away. Finally, number 19 and 20 are free consultations with our team of CPAs and attorneys. You're going to need these professionals at some point anyways, so you're better off starting a relationship with the top guys now rather than later. Okay, so we give you all these 20 critical features completely free, but is there anything else that you need? Well, yes, depending on your goals and preferences. Let's go over the optional features now so you can understand what's available and what you may or may not need to get. Number 1, 24-hour turnaround. If you're in a hurry, select this. $250 and you have everything done in a rush. Number 2, S Corp election. Unless you want to pay taxes at the corporate level and then pay taxes again on dividends you pay yourself, then you need to file your Form 2553, which is the S Corp election form. The S Corp election is what turns your C Corp into an S Corp and makes your Corp a pass-through entity for income tax purposes, just like a partnership. This is better because then you pay taxes at the typically lower personal tax rates instead of the higher corporate tax rates. You can make the S Corp election yourself, or we can do it for you for $100. Number 3, foreign entity registration. We highly recommend you do a foreign entity registration in the same state that you live and work. This way you can run the corp in your home state, as well as get bank accounts, licenses, and financing in your home state. The other option is to run everything out of the state the H corporation was originally incorporated in, but then you need to use a virtual office address there, which is not good for financing. Lenders don't like virtual offices, and any unique physical address is much superior, such as your home or office address in your home state. Number 4, trade name. If you don't want to use the legal name of your H Corp with customers, you can file a trade name and legally use your trade name instead. Example, ABC Inc., doing business as supermarketing firm. Number 5, city, county, and state occupational licenses. Lenders often ask for this, so it's highly recommended that you have them in place. Number 6, bank account. This is only if you need a business bank account set up other than the free E-Trade account we give you. We can use Bank of America, BB&T, PNC, and various other ones. Number 7, corporate kit with seal. This is nice to have for sure. Will help you keep your business organized, but it's not really required. So if you want to have it, buy it. If not, don't. Register agent service in the state of incorporation. This is required, but you don't have to buy it from us. So it's an optional feature. Your H Corp comes with registered agent service free for the first 30 days. Number 9, virtual office service. You won't need this if you run the H Corp from your home state and do a foreign entity registration. But if you want to run it all from the state of incorporation, then this will be required. Number 10, nominee service. Nominee service is typically for asset protection. You should not get this if your goal is to get financing. It will work against you. So no nominee service if you want to get financing. Number 11, business plan package. This is very useful to speed up the process of creating your business plan and financials. Some lenders ask for a business plan, so this is highly recommended. Number 12, corporate identity kit. This gives you a custom-made logo, slogan, and letterhead. This is highly recommended, but you don't need to get it from us, so it's an optional feature. It would just make you look more professional. And finally, number 13 is the custom website design and coding. If you're really serious about making your H Corp look as credible as possible, as well as turning it into a real profitable business, then you need this. This website that you see here is pretty kick-ass, as you can see. And your custom website design will be done by the same designer and by the same coder. So you really can't go wrong here. And for $3,000, it's very affordable, given you know you're going to get top quality work. Okay, now that you understand all the optional features, let's talk about what happens after you buy your H corporation. So, you decided to buy a credit-ready H corporation from us. That immediately qualifies you as a very smart person. Now, here's what happens after you pay. First, you'll receive the Articles of Incorporation and Certificate of Good Standing within 24 hours. That's fast. Second, you'll be asked to click on the Setup Interview link on the bottom of this website and complete the Setup Interview form online. It only takes 3 minutes and will give us all the information we need to transfer the H Corp to you and finish the setup process and credit-ready features. Third, we will file an annual report for your Age Corp to have the officers and corporate address updated on the Secretary of State records in the state where the Age Corporation was originally incorporated through the filing of an annual report with updated officers and address information. This is a much cleaner and less conspicuous way to update the information on the Secretary of State records and is superior to filing an officer change, address change, and or amendment. Finally, we set up and deliver all free credit-ready features within 72 hours. Everything is done and delivered in only 3 business days. Try that with any other Age Corp provider. You won't find it. Congratulations, you have just finished your crash course on Age Corporations and corporate credit and financing. So, reserve your Age Corp today. It's your turn to get funded. Don't let anything stand in your way. There's always a way to get it done.